I saw a list of fines today in the Caboolture Herald. There are a whole stack of things you can be nabbed for, not just drivers either, it's cyclists and pedestrians too. Andrew Wiseman is the principal solicitor at Wiseman Lawyers. Hello, thanks for joining us.
Afternoon, Claire.
How are you this afternoon?
Yeah, good, working hard and saving licences. What about yourself?
Yeah, working hard, not really saving anything. Right. But it was really interesting, the list of things, and you would have seen them all, that you can go down for driving your car. Now, the guy that was fined for drinking his coffee, is that undue care and attention?
Yeah, that's what it would fall under. Basically, any kind of behaviour that could lead to a person not giving the road the proper attention it deserves could fall under undue care and attention, or careless driving as it's otherwise known. But you're quite correct. There's a whole host of, I won't say absurd, but unusual infringements that people can accrue just by going about their day in a vehicle. Like, and there's some that are strangely unique to locations. Like one that comes to mind is there's a particular law that if you're driving a hire vehicle on specifically Fraser Island and you've got more than 7 passengers, that's $353 and 3 points. And stuff like you can't ride a motorbike with an animal on your fuel tank unless you're specifically a farmer and it's specifically less than 500 metres, and things like that. So, and of course, unless persons frequent Fraser Island, specifically in hire vehicles, or ride motorbikes with dogs on their tank, they're not going to know about that unless they've learned the hard way from experience. But another one, you can't ride a wheeled toy if there's a propellant attached. So if it's not self-propelled, go for your life. But if there's any kind of propelling device attached, fueled or otherwise, that's against the law.
Oh, there's quite a few things there. And how often are these used, or how many people actually get fined for these? Is it quite common?
Well, basically, people don't need to engage us until it comes to the loss of licence stage. But that said, obviously, when I apply to get people's licences reinstated, I've got their history in front of me. And, I won't say the unusual stories are common or frequent, but they certainly land on my desk more often than people might assume. And, obviously it's not comical for the person who finds himself in this situation, but it is interesting the types of scenarios that can result in either an issuance of merit points or a fine, or even a immediate suspension. Like another one that seems to go without saying is driving in reverse for a distance longer than it's reasonable can land a $2,500 fine. So whether reasonable's driving backwards down the M1 or just going a little bit further than you should have, it's anyone's guess. But that's an example of one act that could result in a financial penalty. And obviously in the article to which you refer, there's the one about TV/visual display. If it's visible to the driver or it can distract other drivers and it's not a part of that vehicle's driver aid unit, that's 20 penalty units as well, which is penalty units $113.85, so times that by 20, and it's quite a bit of coin to come out of your pocket.
And also, if you're a pedestrian, how do you lose points from a pedestrian if you're doing things wrong as a pedestrian?
There's generally the pedestrian offences don't carry demerit points, I should distinguish between demerit points and penalty units.
Yeah.
When I say a penalty unit, that's basically just a nominal unit to indicate what the breakdown of a fine might be. So the current value of a penalty unit's $113.85, so $113.85, and then if the penalty listed in the legislation is, for example, 20 penalty units, you simply multiply that $113.85 by 20 to get your financial penalty. That's different to the merit points. But again, there's behaviour that pedestrians can engage in that can, while it won't have a bearing on a licence, it'll have a bearing on the hip pocket.
It's interesting. I wasn't aware of all these penalty units and penalty points, and hopefully I'm going to stay gleefully unaware of penalty units and points and how much they add up to, because it sounds like it can get very expensive.
Well, yeah, they can, and seemingly, I won't say trivial, but simple behaviours can become quite costly, and a lot of the times it's behaviour like driving with. I mean, how many people, how many of your listeners out there would put their hand up if I was asked, "Have you ever driven with your cat on your lap or your Maltese Shih Tzu?" And I dare say there'd be a few. And that carries 20 penalty units, so $2.5 grand. Bang! Thanks for coming, for having Toto on your lap when you're going down to get some milk. But yeah, and I mean obviously, people have got better things to do than peruse the legislation of Queensland on their weekends. So they can't possibly be expected to know all of this.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, ignorance isn't a defence.
But what we did find out the other night, Andrew, is that now the more cops on bicycles, they have a better vantage point as to what's in your lap, your mobile phone or Toto or any of those things. Hey, Andrew, great catching up with you.
Yeah, likewise. Have a great day.
Yeah, too. Andrew Wiseman, Principal Solicitor of Wiseman Lawyers on 4BC.